Hey everybody, it's Kateriix and welcome to Birthday's the Beginning! I am so excited. I've been wanting to play this game for as long as I can remember, and I wanted to get one out earlier, but I was having some technical issues, so let's actually get right on into it. So I would like to go into free mode, and I'm thinking that I would like to probably play on a large map. So I'm not going to transfer anything over here, so this is something that you can do, but we're not going to bother. So let's get right on into it, guys. Welcome to this unknown world. Do you know who I am? Have we already met? My memory is fuzzy. There's nothing that'll prevent you from progressing. I don't have a name myself, but if you want, you can call me Navi. That thing to the left is your avatar. You can give it any name you want. So the blue thing is actually the thing that's talking. The red thing is kind of like us. And I am going to name him Myth. Myth is my cat. Not the one that likes to debut in my YouTube videos. The one that makes a ton of noise all the time. But the other one, I have two cats. So he's not Freya, he's Myth. And, you know, he's the opposite of Freya. He's very calm, very quiet, very peaceful. Exactly what a god should be named, basically. My job is to birth life on worlds such as this one. I don't really get it, but it seems like the best approach is to just let you handle everything. Alright then, you can take it from here. So guys, as you can see, we got a big, blank, flat cube thing, and this right here, what we're in, is called macro mode. So this is how we pass time. If I press RB, you see cube here up in the top left starts moving, and well, look at that. Already we got some phytoplankton and we didn't even do anything yet. So we need to get phytoplankton and we need to get zooplankton, and how we do that is we play with the terrain. So basically the point of the game is you can either raise like this or lower like this, and that will create environments for your different species that you would like to create. So what I am going to do is actually start way over in this corner. To get started as a level 1 in a free mode, I feel like it wasn't necessarily intentional. So we have a bit of a tedious task ahead of us to really get our first creature that we can see with our own eyes. You are given, if I go into my inventory here, you're given this thing called a valley source. So it says it creates a 9x9 -5t valley where you use a mountain source or a mountain range source. It may appear in the cube. So I am going to favorite this right here, so it'll just be right there, and I'm going to use it. Instead of doing things one by one, you see my tiny little cursor that lets me do this stuff here. And as you can see in the bottom left corner, when I use it, my HP goes down, and when I run out of HP, I have to go back into macro mode and let time pass. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my valley item. So look at that. That did so much area was covered in water right away. So this is great. This is what I want. So I'm going to keep trying to use this item until I'm out of them. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to work from this corner out, basically. And what I would like to do is cover about 20% in water before we're allowed to really move on and get somewhere else with some different species. So as you can see on the right in the mini map, it now says I have 1% water to 99% land. So I'm basically going to keep doing this pretty much until my item runs out. And yeah. So, the very beginning of this game is very tedious, and I'm sure you guys noticed that I actually have it for PlayStation 4 rather than the PC version. So I initially did grab the PC version, but it just wasn't working out. Like, the performance issues were clearly a problem, and I'd say that it's very clearly a PlayStation port that they didn't spend a whole lot of time on moving it over to PC. So I knew that I really wanted to play the game anyway, so I refunded my Steam version and I got this version, and I have been obsessed with it ever since. And I knew right away that I wanted to put it on my YouTube channel. So here we are, and here's what I'm doing. I had to figure out how to record things on a PlayStation, basically. Alright guys, so as I have finished all of this stuff, you can see that my world is still not quite covered in about 20% water. It's at 11% right now. So I'm just going to use all my HP to kind of get rid of these little tiny land places that I've left behind, just to kind of make this one whole body of water. As you can see, my HP is almost gone. Okay, so let's move on out. And now we can pass the time. So first I'm gonna pass it slowly, and as you can see, I get my HP back and my phytoplanktons are going up. So now I'm gonna pass the time even faster, and I'm gonna wait for my phytoplankton population to kind of level out here. And there you go. Now we got zooplankton as well. So zooplankton will not get any higher number than that until I get the next organism. And right now, phytoplankton and zooplankton, you absolutely cannot see them on the map. They are too small. But our next item, or our next organism up, is going to allow us to actually see it and actually start getting into the game. Okay, so our phytoplankton population has leveled out. Now I'm basically just left. Oh, let's get this thing up here. So this thing is an item, and as you can see, it's a small recovery leaf at the bottom of the banner there. That's where it tells you what it is. So small recovery leaves will just give me 200 HP back. So I am going to put that there just so I can make things go by a little faster. And in the meantime, I'm basically just going to get rid of all this little bits over here until we get our first actual organism so we can start playing the game. Like I said, it is very tedious at first if you come into this game as a level 1. So because you can transfer over your save data into free mode, actually I am not going to use that yet since I only have 50 HP. But since you can transfer your save data into free mode, it is kind of expected of you to not come in as a level 1, and I will let you know why being a higher level is kind of important. So we've got our HP back, so let's keep doing this. So I will show you, you will see when we level up, why being a higher level is an advantage. We did it, guys! We finally got our next organism, so stromatolite. So now we can finally go into the map and actually see this thing. It took me 18 minutes of playtime and just going like little square by square, one by one here, getting rid of like all this land, and just like this. This is what I did. I just held this down for a whole lot of time, basically. So you can see them actually flashing on the minimap, and there's one right there. Look at it! So we can actually go into first person mode. This is like one of the best parts about this game, and get a nice little close-up. So let's do the thing that we're supposed to do, and we capture it. So this brings up this whole screen here, and it kind of gives you like information on it. So Stromatolite is an algae native to very hot shallows. Utilizes photosynthesis to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. So now this is like our first life form, and we leveled up. So now I can show you guys what the purpose of leveling up is. So look at my cursor. Now I can make it bigger. And as you level up certain levels, you'll get even bigger cursors than this. And as you can see, my HP has also gone up as well. So now I can play with the land a whole lot easier. So now, basically, I want to go into my library. So see, we've unlocked number 1. Now, I actually like looking at the tree a little bit better. So now I'd like to unlock not only number 2, but number 5 as well. So as you can see, number 5 is some kind of jellyfish. And the most important thing about birthing a new species is looking at that birth temperature at the bottom. So he needs 43 to 53 degrees Celsius, and he needs to live in a sea. So that is what we are going to try to do. For this guy over here, he lives in the shallows. He's 43 to 53 degrees Celsius. So let's get on out of here and check out just how hot our water is. So right now these shallows are 49 degrees. That is perfectly fine. The deeper you go, you see right here, right underneath cursor status, it says shallows -1, -2, -3, and then we go into sea, and the sea is at -4T, -5T, so we have lots of sea. So we are actually pretty good in terms of temperatures of what we want to birth our new species. So I am actually gonna get right on out of here. I'm just gonna let the cube years go by. See, right away we got Cyclomedusa, so that's our jellyfish. And we got Colunia, that's the seaweed. Oh, it went extinct already. Oh, that was pretty fast. I'm pretty sure it will come back though. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so this is pretty much the basis of the game. It's pretty fun. It's extremely fun, actually. I would say that for someone that knows what they are doing, it took me 18 minutes to get the stromatolites. That takes a really long time. So I think that they definitely have to improve that, because not everybody has the kind of patience that I have. Not to mention, they really need to optimize it for PC. There's a lot of people that even with good computers, they're not really having an easy time playing it. So I mean, I was one of them. I'm kind of glad I got it for PS4 though, because I've just been having so much fun. So there we go. There's our jellyfish, guys. Let's capture it. Okay, a primitive jellyfish that floats through very hot seas, consuming plankton. They can be found near stromatolites. So like this guy's awesome. And you know what? We can even go in here, and first person mode is a little wonky, the controls, because up and down is still up and down, but left and right are inverted, so it's kind of confusing for me. But look, we've got our cool, awesome little jellyfish. It's so cool. And then I think we can, yeah, so you can really get in there and get some good screenshots and stuff if you wanted to. Like that is cool, right? That is so darn cool. Yeah, alright. Let's move and get some of this grass over here, this Colunia. So we'll capture this guy too. Alright, our first seaweed. A seaweed that lives in very hot shallows alongside stromatolites. It can be found after breeding Cyclomedusa. So there we go, and now we've leveled up again. So I have even more health now. My cursor did not get bigger yet, but I have double the health that I had before, so it's pretty darn cool. So I'm actually probably not going to touch anything right now. What is this dot that's on here? Is this something else that I can collect here? I don't think so. I think we only had 2 things. I don't know what that dot is up here. That's okay. We won't worry about it too much on our mini-map. So let's actually zoom out, and I'm gonna let time go even a little bit longer before I really start playing around with the world. So nothing is really happening right now. So our populations, they go up and down. So we're pretty good. We have a lot of stuff that we can do, guys. So if I go into the library, so we're just here. We've got like, well, where are we? We've got like this tiny tree. We've got like 3 things. But, I mean, if we go back into pictures, we have 292 things that we can unlock. So if you go through them really quick, like, look at all these cool things, right? So when you look at our tree, it's freaking huge. It's awesome. So we could pretty much go anywhere. So I'm thinking that, like, the next thing we will probably get is probably going to be this grass. And this grass is kind of the first land plant. And it has a birthing temperature of 36 to 46 degrees. So let's maybe, check out the temperature of our land here. So 36 to 46 degrees is what we're looking for. We actually are right around there, so we'll just have to wait a little bit. But we're okay. And in order to change up the temperature, all we really have to do is play with how high or how low our terrain is. So I'll show you that once I grab all these little items here. Okay, so if you put the terrain up, the average temperature of your world is gonna go down. So you'd have to put it up a bit. But if you put your terrain down, then of course the average temperature is going to go down. So I'm actually maybe just gonna, maybe over here, kind of just expand our sea a little bit. Well, it's not quite a sea, it's mostly shallows, but I figured this will probably end up being kind of like our biggest body of water over here. I'm not too worried about it being perfect or anything, but I just want to get the most out of my cursor right now. So, like, I just want to get all this. I want to get the percentage of my sea to land ratio to about 20. So 80-20. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And hopefully that will help us breed in some cool new stuff. Okay, so zooming out, getting all my health back. Maybe let's just let time go a little bit and see if we can actually get new things to start spawning over here. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to do it. Nah, it doesn't really look like anything's happening. So we may have to wait a while to really get this grass to show up. And why does it keep showing me like an item on the map that's not really there? I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, guys. That's okay though. Every so often, I'll just come down and grab some of this. So, our Colunia went extinct, but our Codium fragile. So this is new. This is pretty darn cool. We finally got something else. So for a little while before we really get going on a whole bunch of living species. Well, I guess it's all living, but once we get, it's gonna take a bit to get out of the plants, basically. So let's grab all of these things. And let's get on in here and find this right here. So there's another plant, the Codium fragile. So this is another kind of seaweed, and it's adapted to life in warm seawater. It has all but replaced Colunia. So that's why our Colunia went extinct, and that is perfectly okay. So, let's take a look in our library. And let's see. So this can turn into a whole bunch of different kinds of seaweeds, which I'm not too worried about right now. Right now, our average temperatures seem to be way too high to really be getting any of this stuff. But I am interested in maybe getting this new kind of jellyfish. So it will take the place of Cyclomedusa. And you know what? We might be a little bit too hot for that too, but we can start moving probably over here. We can probably think about getting this guy, 43 to 53, and this guy, 46 to 56. So we would need, I think we would need, what is it? This guy here in order to get that kind of big, weird fish-looking thing. And it lives with Elrathia. So I believe Elrathia is the grass here. Maybe like this one? I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But you know what? I'm just gonna kind of let this thing do what it wants to do. And maybe just do this kind of stuff here. So the water is actually kind of cold. Well, it's not cold, it's 30 something degrees. But for the creatures that I would like, I think that I would like to up the temperature of the water. So what I'm actually going to do is we have these things in our inventory called heat stones. So we have our warmth stones, whatever. So we have our hot ones and we have our cold ones. And as you can see, like the small warmth stone increases the area by 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, and then the opposite for the cold stones. So I think that I would like to, actually let me double check here. Yeah, let's see this guy, 46 to 56. Okay, let's try, I might need it a little bit hotter. So this stuff, maybe by 20 degrees. And you can just place one down and within this area, it'll make this whole area really hot. See, now this area is like 52 degrees and then now over here we're still 30 something. The only thing that kind of sucks is that you can only place one. So you can only place one flame stone or ice stone. You can't have one flame stone and ice stone, which really sucks. So I feel like you should be able to place one of each, but you can only place one. So I'm going to maybe come over here, maybe just pop all this stuff down a bit, and just kind of try to heat up the place a little bit. Although usually when you go deeper in the water, yes, your average Earth's temperature goes up, but you can see that the temperature of the water goes down. So right here is 32. Now it's 31 because I pushed it down. So that is something that you also have to watch out for, but we don't have to worry about it too much right now. So I'm actually going to get out and I'm going to speed up time and I'm going to make it go really fast. And Colunia came back, so that's pretty cool. Cyclomedusa has gone extinct, but we've got Anthracomedusa? Guys, I am certainly going to butcher like all of these names. But see, so one went extinct and now we've got the other jellyfish. So let's take a look at it. Now where is it? Where are you, jellyfish? There it is. All right, so he's kind of like a pink version of the other jellyfish, and he lives in warm seas near Cody and Fragile. They appear to have taken the place of Cyclomedusa. So as you saw, as soon as Cyclomedusa went extinct, we got this little guy. So he is so cute. I love the jellyfish and stuff. It's pretty awesome. So guys, this is kind of like the very beginning of our journey here. So I think that for now, we got our second jellyfish, we got a whole bunch of plants. I think we're actually starting to get onto our way to like a really cool little world. It is really fun when you get into it. So I think for now, I'm going to leave it at that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to try and get at least a second episode out of this, but then I want you guys to let me know if you actually like it or not. I'm not going to leave it on my channel if you guys don't like it. But thanks guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.